You see, my gorgeous Aries, something really positive is going to happen at the beginning of this week. And my God, you know, it's to do with an ongoing battle. It's to do with an ongoing problem in your life. You are going to realize that you overcame like such a big challenge, such a big problem. And that in itself, oh my God, it's kind of going to surprise you, because maybe it's to do with an element of your life where you thought that this is going to take a really long time to unfold, you know, or to come to an end, or you just didn't think it's going to like kind of come to an end whatsoever. So it's a lot to do with something that has brought so much negativity into your life. And I don't need to tell you this, because purely the way how you're gonna feel now suddenly, as soon as you become aware of like this problem coming to an end, you're instantly, you're gonna have your mind on something really specific you always wanted to do. But at the same time, you're gonna become so creative, my gorgeous Erini. It's gonna be beautiful. And you are not only gonna become so creative, you're gonna become full of energy. You're suddenly gonna be this is the return of your own power, where you are gonna feel very keen and very eager to do something really specific. So therefore, on one hand, you're gonna realize, well, now it's time for action. But then on another hand, you know, you're also going to realize that now it's time to stand up for yourself and be clear about what you exactly want and what you exactly need. You see, this is all about to be shifted for you, my gorgeous Erini, because it's to do with the beginning of such an important phase and such an important stage in your life. Like, oh my goodness, you know, because so far you were really overburdened and you were overloaded, you were really stressed, you know, when it comes to these problems that you had to deal with. So that has been kind of making you to feel like you're unable to cope. My God, all this negativity, it's about to have such a beautiful moment in time. All the negativity, it's about to become, you know, all this negative energy that you've actually been through, it's about to become like a positive energy, because at the same time you're having such a powerful realignment, like honestly, like never before. This is the beginning of you releasing yourself from some kind of like a bondage, you know, removing the chains, you know. And this has all kind of created such a negative a change in your circumstances. This is all to do with like a negative change in circumstances that followed, you know, after this actually took place. So this is why this is gonna be absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Erini, indeed. And also, what else I was going to say, an amazing achievement. I am so proud of you. There is going to be an amazing achievement that you are going to have at the beginning of this week, an achievement, an accomplishment. Oh my God, this in itself, it's kind of going to make you aware of one thing, how much your life is actually going to start changing. And you're going to realize, oh my God, you're going to get this powerful sense of direction, and you're going to immediately gonna want to kind of go forward with your life. But also when it comes to this success and achievement and accomplishment that you're going to have, of course you're going to be really happy, because it's to do with something that you've been working on, and it's to do with something that means to you so much. But at the same time, what is even more interesting here, what is even more important here, my gorgeous Erini, is that at the moment in time you have this achievement, the moment in time you have this accomplishment, you know, of course this is to do with like a sacred completion in your life. It's to do with the completion, what is coming, like it's to do with the completion. So I was going to say, like, what comes to an end, you know, wherever there is an end, there is the beginning. But most certainly this is an end of all the negativity and things that have been preventing you to move forward, my gorgeous Erini. This is the end of these things. But this in itself means that this now is bringing new, brand new and fresh start. But let me tell you something which is really important here. I said you're gonna have accomplishment and success here, and this is gonna mean to you so much because it's to do with an achievement in your life. Now, what is actually really important to mention here is that somehow something is going to, when it comes to that achievement, is to do with the specific vibration you're going to be feeling and these energies which are going to be around you. As soon as you become aware of this success and achievement, my gorgeous Erini, you're also going to somehow, something is going to remind you, plop, immediately on some kind of a past influences. Somehow you're going to be reminded of past influences, my gorgeous Erinis. And this in itself, it's really going to bring you a new idea. Just remember, stay with me, my gorgeous Erini. I know that my readings sometimes maybe they can be a little bit complex, or maybe they may not even make sense sometimes. It really, really depends. But you are going to have an achievement, fantastic achievement, but it's more about what exactly you're going to be reminded of. You're going to be, as soon as you become aware of this achievement and success, you're going to be reminded of like past influences. And at that moment in time, bam, 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 you are going to have this new idea you're going to have, which is going to be followed by new plans, you know, and this in itself is clearly going to show you exactly what you are capable of. This idea is going to be amazing, and I do not want you to doubt yourself like for a second that you can't do this or something like that, because you absolutely can. This wouldn't appear and it wouldn't manifest in your life in the first place if you weren't able to do this. But to be quite honest with you, this is the direct result of your own manifestation, of your own prayers, my gorgeous Erini. So this new idea, it's going to bring new plans, and it's going to show you how capable, how smart, and how clever you are. But it's also going to show you exactly what to focus on, because this idea is going to bring a huge breakthrough when it comes to your life. And this in itself, it also means that in about 10 days time, in exactly 10 days time, there is going to be like in exactly 10 days time, you are going to have such an important opportunity. Like, oh my God, in 10 days time you're going to have such an important opportunity. And at around that time there is somebody remarkable who is also going to give you absolutely brilliant advice when it comes to something that you are so unsure about. Okay, absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Erini, in so many different ways. Okay, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, it is going to be, first of all, you are going to have a very unusual sign at around the midweek. And an unusual sign that you are going to have, it's going to happen in such a way where you are going to become aware of some kind of a bird. And that bird is going to do something quite unusual. But it's going to seem really unusual in order to get your attention. You will understand and you will realize that this is your spirit messenger. So pretty much so, it's going to happen the moment in time when you become aware of some kind of a little bird doing something. Maybe it's going to come really close to you, maybe it's going to act in a strange way, but it's most certainly going to be brought to your attention. And that is happening because you need to know that very soon after that moment in time something is going to happen. But I'm going back to that bird. You may not see the bird necessarily, you may hear the birds chirping or singing, okay, or chirping or singing or doing something. Maybe you will hear the birds or you will even see the bird. But if you see the bird, then something is going to be unusual about it. But if the birds are singing and chirping, it's going to sound unusual, different, weird, or maybe it's even going to happen at some kind of unusual time. But this is going to be a sign that very soon after that moment in time, there is some kind of compromise that you are going to need to make. There is some kind of important compromise that you are going to need to make. And that in itself, it's to do with something that made you feel unhappy, especially when you're home and when you are maybe by yourself, you know, something was just making you feel really, really unhappy and really restless and really negative and really unsatisfied, and it really kind of affect your personal security and stability as well. There is some kind of a compromise that you are going to make, but you kind of were thinking about it before, but you had some kind of a fear and anxiety, you know, every single time when you were thinking about it, you were like just so worrying about making that compromise. Things are going to get even better here. You wouldn't have a sign like a good omen and powerful sign as an indication that you should do this unless this is not the right thing. Well, let me tell you further. After that moment in time, to maybe a couple of days later, there is a really important information which you are going to have. This information that you're going to have, it's pretty much so to do with an important and rather brilliant news. When it comes to this, is connected to some kind of a new beginning, but it's also going to be connected to an inspiration, but it's also going to be like pretty much so gonna allow you to accept the challenge by making this to accept the challenge when it comes to this compromise. You see what I mean? So this is gonna work out absolutely brilliantly indeed. Very, very important time of your life, my gorgeous Erini, because this is to do with things that will pretty much so slowing you down, you know. So now when you become aware of this good news, and when you become aware of these new beginnings, when you become aware of the fact that now, when you become aware of some kind of potential, you're not going to be able to ignore this, and now this compromise, it's gonna come to the surface, and you're gonna accept this like, oh my God, like there is no tomorrow, and that is gonna lead towards you making a really, really major choice, okay? And this decision, major choice and decision, which is going to be really, really quick indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, you know, you are really going to feel a little bit trapped, restricted, and backed into a corner a little bit. You're gonna feel like your hands are tied. Why? Because, to be quite honest with you, it's to do with you trying to kind of like really make some kind of decision, but you're not gonna be able to make that decision because, again, you're gonna feel trapped and backed into a corner. But then this is so important because something really wonderful is actually going to happen. The moment in time you feel trapped, restricted, and backed into a corner, when it comes to you making this decision based on the choice that you are going to have in your mind, you're going to realize that there are actually two paths ahead. And what you need to do at this stage, you need to make a decision to detach yourself from things that have been affecting your social life. And the things, you know, you need to detach yourself from things that have been affecting your social life. Okay, so this is something that you need to understand, because by doing this, like within the next like a week, there is gonna be, oh my God, something that you will want to, something that you will commit yourself to, that you would never commit yourself to otherwise. And what are you gonna commit yourself to? It's gonna bring such a beautiful happiness and success into your life. And on top of that, it's gonna make your life so much more flexible indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.